Welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I'm Danielle DeTeach, or Coach Danny D, and I help women to create luxury brands by creating processes and tightening their branding. This is where we talk about how to build your business in a way that allows you to work with ease and enjoy your life. My happy space is spending as much time as humanly possible in my pajamas. And I want to help others to find their happy space while still running profitable businesses. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Hello and welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I am your host, Coach Danny D, and I'm the owner of Workflow. I am a business coach that helps women to create their luxury brands that are in creative fields. So I help people take their brands to the next level so they can take what oftentimes people may think of as, hobbies or just, non-traditional businesses. Take those businesses to the next level, build the structure behind them so that they can live a life of work with ease, create a luxury brand, and connect to their ideal client. So that's who I am. This podcast is about that work with ease lifestyle. I came to that lifestyle after living a long time in the, hustle and bustle type of world and life, and decided that that was not the way that I wanted to continue living my life. And as I've gone through the journey of transitioning from that to a more work with ease lifestyle, I want to share that with my community. I want to share that with everyone basically, so that you have options, so that you can decide to live the life that looks like you want it to look, not just what you've been told it's supposed to look like. So that's me. That's the podcast in a nutshell. If you are new to the podcast, please go back to the beginning and binge listen so that you can catch all of the information, the gems, some of the great interviews that we've had with people where they shared some of their gems as well. So today, what I want to talk to you about is your business a commodity or a luxury? And I had this really great conversation with one of my coaching clients this past week. And in that conversation, we were talking about different aspects of business, but one of the things we talked about was that hesitancy to price appropriately, especially as small businesses. We have that hesitancy, and we start to say things like, oh, it's just, whatever, or I just want to be affordable, or different things of that nature. And we don't think about what is profitable. We don't think about what we don't think about things all the time from the lens of a business owner. Sometimes we are thinking about it, from our, for lack of a better way of saying it, from our um pedestrian, kind of point of view. Like, we're just another regular person in society, which we are, but we also are business owners. And when we make decisions in our business, we have to put that business owner hat on. But so that brought me to, why is it that we struggle with some of these things? And I think the reason why is because even before we can, have a customer decide who we are, we're not determining who we are. So we're not sitting down and saying, this is who I am as a business. This is the service or product that I provide. This is why I am that person when it comes to my clients. we're not taking the time to sit down and do that. And we're not working on those mindset hurdles that keep us stuck in the idea of we're just, we're just, whatever it is that we sell. It's just this, and you hear clients say that back, but we set the stage for how we are perceived, how we are addressed. If you if you're treating your business as a commodity, so commodity versus luxury. Commodity means that you could get it anywhere, anytime, any place. And so because it's so easily accessible, then it the value of it becomes reduced. That's, commodity. Luxury is it's sought after. It is it's not something that you can just, walk up, commodity is something that you can just go to, walk to any um drugstore, grocery store, what have you, and you pick up this thing because it's a commodity. Luxury is something that you can't just happen up on luxury. If you think about some of the brands that we think about as luxury brands, those luxury brands, they're not everywhere. In they are positioned in certain malls or certain, areas of town. They are strategic about how they're placed, and they're not accessible to everyone. That's that's the kind of definition, difference between commodity and luxury. But when I speak about it as your business, maybe you're not creating, not everybody is targeting a luxury audience in that traditional sense. But regardless, you don't want to be the commodity. Even if your target audience is not high-end luxury brand, when I say luxury in this context, in this episode, I want you to think about just the difference between being interchangeable and being special. And that difference often lies in how we perceive our own businesses. So if we are treating our business like a commodity, so we're saying, oh, it's just this, so I can't charge more because it's just this. We are not investing in our business education. We are not spending time because, in business, there are two ways that you can invest. You can invest your time or you can invest your money. Most times you need to invest both to be successful in business. We're not doing those things that make us more than a commodity. We want to phone it in, but we want to get those luxury results. And we have to treat our business as more than that. So, we can't, I feel like there's this whole trend of you have, social media just showing, showing and telling everybody go out and open a business, go out and open a business, but there's not that follow-up of what that looks like, of what that means, of how people have become successful in business. And for your business to be successful, for your business to be sustainable, it has to have some kind of structure behind it. It has to have more than just popped up on Instagram and said you had a business. There's so much more that goes on behind the scenes that makes you a business, that helps you to connect to a particular client, that helps you to niche down. I still to this day, if I ask the average person who is your ideal client, I get the most generic answers. If your answer is generic, you're probably reading to the public as a commodity. So, and you may be thinking, well, why does it matter? Why does it matter? My doors are open, people are purchasing from me. Why does it matter? Again, this podcast is about work with ease lifestyle. You have to work harder as a commodity than you do as a luxury. And what I mean by that is when you take that time and you dedicate to your business and you decide that, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put in the time, the effort. I'm going to, educate myself, not just on whatever my craft is, but I'm also going to, invest in my business education. I'm going to invest in the things to make my business better. So, the other thing that I see often is people are, trying to cut corners. Where's the cheapest place for me to get fill in the blank, whatever it is you need for your business? When you buy cheap, it looks cheap, your customer reads cheap, commodity. That's what you're doing. You're setting yourself up for that. So as you are building your business, you want to be intentional about how you set yourself up because as long as you're a commodity, so that's what I want to, touch on is like why? Because some people are like, well, everything's going fine. Why does it matter? When you're a commodity, you become interchangeable. So, we hear people all of the time saying, well, I can't charge more because so and so down the street charges X, Y, and Z. Or, you know, I'm upset because so and so just came on the scene and they're charging less than me and they're undercutting me. When you're a commodity, you're only what do I want to say? Your only tool in your toolbox to capture your client is your price. And when your only tool is your price, then anytime someone comes in with a cheaper price, you get rattled. Your customer base starts looking in the other direction because if they're there just for price, they're gonna leave as soon as they see a lower price. And the reality is, there's always going to be a lower price. There's always going to be somebody who's just starting out, so they're you charging a lower price, or they're not willing to invest the time and energy to learn how to do it properly. There's always going to be that person. Or, they may not be offering the same thing that you're offering. They may be, going and getting inferior product or cutting corners, or they just might not be making a profit. There's a lot of people that are out there in business that don't realize that they're not making a profit. So all of that's going to exist, all of it. But what you want is to have an identity as a company and have that identity be so strong and so connected to who your ideal client is that that identity switches you from being a commodity to being a luxury. And again, if you didn't catch it from the beginning, when I use luxury in this context, I just mean as opposed to a commodity. um, I know that everybody's not trying to create a luxury brand. That's not everybody's target audience. And you need to, adjust your brand to match your audience. But what I'm saying is, as opposed to being a commodity and being interchangeable, you want to be a luxury to that client, whoever that ideal client is, because they know that you are their person. And so then it becomes you're their person, not you are a fill in the blank, whatever the fill in the blank, whatever the blank is that you do. And so, I'll share a little story to shed light on what I mean by that. So I have a client, a corporate client. I've done a few, they have a few locations, so we've done a few jobs with them. And one of their locations, opened up literally next door to a party city. So for those of you who are new to the podcast or new to me, my other business, I'm a balloon decor artist, and I work with mostly corporate clients. And so this particular client has worked with me from, several locations of their business, and their new business was opening up right next to a party city. So the receptionist at that location says to, and the client relays this story to me, right? So the receptionist at that location says to the client, "Oh, hey, well, we can go and order balloons next door for the grand opening." And the client looks at the receptionist and says, "Oh no, Danielle handles all of our balloons." The product itself, balloons, is available. It's widely available. And like I said, it was literally next door. But because of the relationship, because of, knowing that I meet the needs of a corporate client, that client didn't even that wasn't even an option to them because I'm the person that does their balloons. That's the level that you want to create with your client, but that level comes from you, starting with you and your mindset. That level starts with you and you doing all the things that make you a unique offering as opposed to one of many. And that applies to any industry, any field. There, no matter what the industry is, I mean, I can't think of a single industry where there's just one person that does this thing. There's always other people that do what you do, but there's something special about you and how you do it. There's something special about you understanding your client that makes that client connect to you and only you. But you have to uncover what that is. And you have to build your business with that in mind. Each part, each step, everything with that in mind. That is where, oftentimes we see the disconnect because we're just opening up existing, and we're not thinking about those fundamental things. The big, Fortune 500 companies do these basic things. Those are companies that everybody knows their name. Everybody, goes, and purchases their products on a daily basis. But they still hold these fundamental things as important, but we don't. So how is it, one of my business taglines is, helping small businesses play big. How are we going to play big? How are we going to compete on a big stage when we're not doing the fundamental things? When we're not doing those things that help to set us up for success that have been proven. They've been proven by these, large companies to be important and to be, keys to sustainability and success. So why aren't we doing those little things? What is keeping us from doing them? What is keeping us from, or when will we? How about that? I'm gonna go there. When will we decide to step away from being a hobbyist with an LLC to being a business owner? Because we have to do those business owner things to get our business in line and prepared to grow and be successful. And those things are not always fun. Well, I'm gonna say depending on what you like, they're fun to me, right? But they're not. It's not everybody's jam, but those are the things that set that foundation so that you can get back to enjoying what you do. And, just sharing along my journey, the more I define and fine tune what that looks like, the more fun the business has become. Because at this point, I'm crystal clear on what it looks like, what my customer looks like, what that feels like. And because of that, creating an environment where it's just fun. It's just fun. I'll every once in a while have a situation where I'm like, oh wait, what? Whoa. Because it stands out so much, that this is contrast to what I'm accustomed to. Because but like at this point, it's just fun because I've I know who my person is, and I know how to connect to them. They know how to find me because I know how to be in spaces that they're going to be looking for me. So it becomes fun, and you get to just focus on really just doing what you love to do. But you gotta do it's like you gotta do your homework before you go outside and play. You gotta eat your vegetables before you can have dessert. It's doing that initial work so that you can do all the things that you enjoy and that you can, really work with ease. But when you don't do that work, then you're doing double work. So then you're trying so much harder to capture a client, to retain a client, to do you're working so hard to do that. And then you're stressing out, oh no, so and so is new. So now I gotta worry about if they're gonna scoop my clients or this, that, and the other. And I'm not saying that doing this makes you invincible to that, but it makes it that much harder when people feel a genuine connection on a deep level and they feel like you understand them, you are their person. They're less likely to even be noticing that somebody else is on the scene. Or if you are positioning yourself properly, even though that person is on the scene, they're not in their view because that person doesn't know how to get in front of your client, because you know your client, because you've done the work. You know your client so well that that person doesn't even know how to get in front of them. They don't even know, they might know, oh, I want this, but they don't know, you're at the point where you know the code to the gated community. They don't know the code because they didn't do that work. So I just want to put that in front of you. Think about, do you want to be a commodity and constantly, actually working harder than you have to work? Or do you want to sit and figure out, what is it that I want as a business? Who is my client? How can I intimately know that client and connect to them in a way that they are drawn to me and that they are connected and stay with me, so that I'm not having to have these stressors because I know that I've built a business with intention, with strategy, and with sustainability in mind. So, are you going to be a commodity or are you going to be a luxury? That's what I have for you this week. When this airs, it will be the same day that I will be having my luxury brand workshop. So if you are looking to create a luxury brand, and again, um, deal with, corporate and high-end clients. That may not be your client base, but the information is still valuable. So if you're looking to put in that work and really be thoughtful about what your brand looks like, who your ideal client is, and how to connect to them. I want you to be on that workshop tonight. There's still time to register. You can go to luxurybrandworkshop.com. Go ahead and register. It's going to be 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. There are going to be a lot of gems that are shared in the room. I've done this workshop previously. I have people who've come to the workshop before come back because, you know, sometimes, I throw out an additional gem that that they just don't want to miss those gems. So I want you to be in that room. I want you to get that information. I want you to start the process of being thoughtful and intentional about your business, about your branding, about that connection. Um, Profits in Pajamas is, really, really about being able to live whatever that looks like for you. So, for me, it's spending as much time in my pajamas because I can do so much as far as fine tuning my brand just here from my laptop. It may look like, something else for you, but whatever that looks like, I want you to be able to live that life. And a part of that comes from being able to get your business up and running and thriving in a way that does not take over your entire life and all of your time freedom. So be in the room tonight for that workshop. I want you to go to Luxury Brand Workshop and register and be in that room, get those gems. And if you have questions, that's the beauty of being live in the room. If you have questions, you can answer. I can answer some of those questions for you as well. If you are, outside of the workshop, if you're looking for a business coach to help you navigate the process of getting your business in order, I'm here. You can go to coachdannyd.com. That's with two N's, coachdannyd.com, and you can either book a call or again register for the workshop, and we can start that process so that you can get on track to get your business affairs in order so that you can again enjoy life and enjoy your business again, because sometimes once we turn that thing we love into a business and then we get so caught up, we're not enjoying the business. So let's get back to that point where your business is in order. I'm a systems and processes girl. So, we get your systems in order, all of that so that you can regain time freedom and enjoy your business. So if that's something you're looking for, like I said, go to coachdannyd.com and reach out and we can connect and get that process started as well. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Like I said before, if you are new to the podcast, please go back and listen to previous episodes. There's so many gems and jewels that have been shared by myself and my guest. And I want you to have a great rest of your day and go out and do something to play big in your business. And that may be attending a workshop, that may be sitting down and really fleshing out who your ideal client is. Whatever it is, every day you should be doing something to play big in your business. So I see you guys next week and have a lovely week. Thank you for listening to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I hope you got some great tips to start working with ease. Want to stay connected? Follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram. For more information about building your luxury brand, register for my upcoming luxury brand workshop at coachdannyd.com.